All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing take everything in life one day at a time. So stick around and find out more. That's coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Oh my God, I'm really fired up tonight. Oh man. Wow, the weekend's almost here. It's going to be a doozy this weekend. I'll share more about that in a little bit. But first, if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. Oh my God, I am the emphasizer tonight. I'm not the energizer bunny. I'm the emphasizer bunny, if that even makes any sense there. Oh man, I feel good, man. I gotta tell you, I feel incredible. Lots of great things have been happening for me lately, and maybe I'll share a little bit about that here tonight. A little bit, every now and then doesn't hurt, to share a little personal stuff, right? Because I like to get personal with people. That's the best way I feel I can actually help people. But before we get to the show, let me pay special props once again to this channel sponsor, my good longtime 8+ year friend, Troy Brewer, who is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry, please consider visiting www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. That's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network, which is known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. That's Discover Community Network, Internet Radio Network. And when you go to that website, you're going to see a bunch of internet radio stations, lots of music stations. One of the music stations is more than likely to, suit your music genre needs. But there are also several talk radio stations in case you like, I can't even talk, in case you like talk radio. That's what I'm trying to say. If you like talk radio, like I do, because I like to talk, I like running talk shows, and I like listening to talk shows. So if you like that kind of stuff, the DCN Internet Radio Network has a bunch of talk stations as well. To check out the DCN Internet Radio Network, go to www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both of those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down. And if you go to those pages, you can also find out how to connect with my good friend Troy. And if you reach out to him, please make sure you let him know that Coach Eli sent you with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of love. I've got so much love happening, flowing through me tonight. That's what I'm trying to say. I have so much love flowing through me tonight. I'm really happy, folks. I'm really excited. I've been working hard to get things, back, on track here on this channel. And first and foremost, I'd like to make everyone aware, if you haven't noticed this yet, my views have tremendously gone down on this channel. And to be quite honest with you, I'm very happy with that. You're saying, what, Eli? You're happy that your views have gone way down? Yes. The reason why I'm happy that my views have gone way down is because the wrong audience was watching my channel. And when the wrong audience watches your channel, the YouTube artificial intelligence assumes that that is your right audience, and they keep recommending your videos to that audience. instead of recommending it to a different audience you're trying to reach, that is actually the audience you're trying to reach. So, folks, don't mind the views being down. If you've been getting great value from this channel for a while and you've been here for the right reasons, please stick around because we have so many great things coming to this channel. I have to let you know we have so many great things coming to this channel. I'm also working on a brand new show that I'm going to be doing with a woman, actually. And I'm not going to mention who this woman is. And to people out there that are thinking they're going to be able to troll this woman, if we do decide to do this show, which more than likely we're going to end up doing this show, you folks will, at least at this point, not see her face. And not know her real name. But she has so much to contribute and is in a similar industry as I'm in. And both her and I together feel that we have a lot of value to bring to each and every one of you. So stick around for that. I'm going to be talking with this person over the course of next week. And who knows, within a few weeks, we may be doing our first show, more than likely. Now, we have not decided if we're going to do this show live or pre-recorded. We may do the first few shows pre-recorded. We may end up doing them live. Now, if we do them live, and for any other live stream that I do, let me also mention this one more time. If you are somebody that is not a member of this channel and you're actually watching this stream right now, you're not able to chat because, like I mentioned on my previous stream, I am locking down my chats to members only. All of my live streams will still be publicly available for anyone to view, but only members are able to chat. Only channel members that purchase any one of my 5 membership packages from my channel will be able to chat. The exemption to that is all moderators are free. As you can see, Muttnuts World is in the chat there with her mod wrench. Moderators are completely free and they will always be free. And I feel they should be free because they're basically, helping you keep the channel clean, and they're your biggest supporters and you're their biggest supporters as well. So if you would like to have the opportunity to be able to chat and ask questions throughout my future live streams, that's also going to include any premiere videos I do. Those will be members only as well. Or if I, when I do this live show with this lady, which is more than likely going to happen, if we do live shows, you'll be able to ask us questions. Now, for those of you that are not channel members, okay, or moderators, you can still chat, but you're going to have to purchase a super chat to ask any questions. So, if there are any trolls out there or anyone that is not a channel member or a moderator that wants to get a message or two out there, you can hit that super chat for as little as $1 or 99 cents on your iPhone. And you can send a message that way that will bypass it. But besides that, these chats are going to be primarily members only and moderators. I'm looking for people to participate here on this channel that seriously are looking to get a better grip on their lives. They're into personal development and they're looking to, better their lives. I'm not saying that, everyone out there is messed up. And I'm not saying that people don't already have somewhat of a grip on their lives. But if you're looking to take your life to the next level, and you need that little extra kick, that's what I'm here to do. I have a lot of experience, folks, and I've made so many mistakes in my life in my younger days, and I still make some mistakes every now and then. I'm not perfect, but I learn from those mistakes, and then I come out here and share those stories, and it allows me to help you by, first and foremost, preventing you from making those same mistakes, and more so guiding you on the right path the first time around, so you're successful a little bit more quicker than I was. That's my goal. I want you to be more successful than me. That's what would make me happy, because then I know I'm doing my job, right? All right. Before we get to the show here, let me check out the chat here, and let me make sure that everything is rolling well here. It looks like we have a good stream status. And it looks like the notification has gone out, so we're good. All right, Muttnuts World in the chat, and Mutt says, "Hey, Eli and everyone. Hey, Mutt, how are you doing?" Mutton Nuts World says it's going to be a cold weekend here in my part of Maryland. It is 44 right now, but going to get down to 36. That's pretty chilly there, Mutt. That's pretty chilly. Sorry to hear about that, but, we're heading into the winter season, so, it's supposed to be cold. I don't know how else to put that. It's still pretty warm out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. We've had, 60, 65, 67-degree days. And I'm actually going to be going hiking this weekend again with my activity partner. We're going to go hiking tomorrow morning, and then we're also going to go on a hike on Sunday morning. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Mutt. The best hiking weather is when it's more cooler than when it's hot, because when it's extremely hot, you get dehydrated easily. It wears you down quicker. And you're drinking a lot more liquid, which means you have to go to the bathroom more often. When it's a little bit cooler and you're moving around, that's like the best weather for hiking. I think the best temperature for hiking, in my opinion, is around 55 to 60 to 62 degrees, right around there. But yeah, it's a little bit different than 36 and 44, right? Yeah. All right, folks. So let's get right to it. The topic of tonight's stream is take everything in life one day at a time. One more time. Take everything in life one day at a time. This stream's not going to be too terribly long. I'm going to wrap it up no later than the bottom of the hour. So no longer than another maybe 30, 32 minutes or so. But I'm going to share a total of 3 stories tonight. And the first 2 stories, one is going to be a professional story, and another one's going to be a personal story where I did not take, those situations day by day. Instead, I was looking for more immediate results. I had a lack of patience because I really wanted to accomplish the end goal very quickly with those 2 situations. And because I lacked patience and I was immature, I was a big whiny you-know-what, I'm not going to say it and get demonetized, I didn't get what I wanted or felt I deserved. But I definitely learned from it. And then after those 2 stories, I'm going to close up the show by, basically mentioning another personal story regarding something I went through a couple of years ago that really changed my life. It was unexpected and really affected me for a little while. It actually hurt me. I'm a man coming out here saying it hurt me. And in order to recover from that, I had to take things one day at a time. And I'm going to share with you folks that story, a brief version of it, because I've actually shared this story before in the past. And people that have followed me for a while probably know the story. But I'm going to add some more to it and share with you folks, how taking what happened one day at a time, after experiencing that, I was able to fully recover and, get back on that horse much stronger to get me to the place where I'm at today. So stick around for that. That's coming up in just a little bit. So the first story that I want to share actually goes back to my days where I was working in retail before I got into management. I was working for Costco Wholesale. Some people that have been following me for a while know this story. I worked for Costco for 5.5 years. And, back in those days, Costco was the best job you could have in your 20s till you figured out what you wanted to do as your career job, because there was no other company out there, especially in retail, with no experience and no degree that paid and probably still pays what Costco does in a similar situation. So I remember, this was back in 1994, and what was the minimum wage back then? I think it was like $4.75 or $5 an hour back in those days. And Costco was starting everyone at $7 an hour for a 90-day probation period. And once you passed that 90-day probation period, you went from $7 an hour to $10 an hour. So pretty much they were paying almost twice the minimum wage as long as you pass probation. If you can't pass probation, then then you just don't deserve to work anywhere. That's what a lot of companies do nowadays. They give you a 90-day probationary period where they can let go of you, for any reason with no legal repercussion. They're protected by the law regarding that. Muttnuts World says, anything below 70 is cold for me, so I just stay in. Oh, come on, Mutt. Mutt, so you're saying that 60, 62, 65 degrees isn't a good enough weather for you to get on out there and take a walk or take a hike? Because, Mutt, you're human like me, right? Every human is going to sweat when they're walking or when they're doing extensive hikes or they're running. So, when the weather is a little bit cooler and you're moving around and you're sweating, you're not going to sweat as much. It's going to more balance out your temperature, your body temperature. But everyone's different, Mutt. Mutt, I think you and I both came to this planet Earth from another planet, huh? We're both from a different planet, huh, Mutt? What would you say to that? So, anyway, and then during that probation period at Costco and after that probation period for a few months afterwards, because it was a brand new store that opened, the management of the front end department I was working at, the front end department is where the cashiers and the assistants to the cashiers work. Costco, that Costco location was looking to promote 20 cashiers to the service clerk position. At Costco, they had two pay scales for non-managers. It was a service assistant and the service clerk. And the service clerk pay scale paid a little bit more than the service assistant pay scale. And the service clerk pay scale back then granted you raises with fewer hours in between each raise. The service assistant pay scale, you would get a raise once every 800 hours. When you were a service clerk back in those days, I believe it was every 520 hours you would get a raise. So everybody was trying to get promoted, and so was I. And I busted my butt, and I did everything I could. Whenever I was on the register, my till balanced equally. Whenever I was assisting cashiers, I was running around between cashiers, helping customers put items in boxes because Costco doesn't have bags. I put the items in boxes. I pack up the customer's items. If a customer requested a carryout, I would help them out to their car. I busted butt. But when it came time to choose those 20 promotions, I was passed up. Now, I had a good attitude. I did my job. I came to work on time every day. I'd work overtime. I did everything, but I did not get promoted. And I felt that I deserved the promotion more than most other people because I just knew my work ethic. And, I never had any issues with customers, my till balancing, etc. But because I felt so slighted that I was passed up, I started to whine and complain like a little you-know-what. I'm going to be honest with you folks. I got to own this. I started to whine and complain why I didn't get promoted, and I felt bitter when I would come to work, and then I was a service assistant assisting the cashiers that passed me up for that promotion that I felt I deserved. So it was kind of like me, assisting cashiers that I felt didn't deserve the promotion over me. And many of them actually didn't deserve it. They got promoted because they knew management, they were hired by management. And, when you know people, sometimes promotions happen that way unfairly. But, is whining and complaining going to help that issue? What does whining and complaining do? The next time around, when a spot's available for a cashier promotion, who do you think they're going to give it to? The person that's kept their mouth shut and did their job and came to work with a smile, or the person that's whining and complaining and making everyone's life miserable, right? And because I was whining and complaining like a little you-know-what, like a four-legged female dog, you know what I'm saying, right? I got passed up again until I finally learned that, keeping your mouth shut is going to get you promoted. Keeping your mouth shut, doing your job, not complaining about, any of the management's decisions, whether they're biased or unbiased, and many, decisions that management makes is biased. They favor people they like or they know. And that's one thing I didn't even realize back then. Management, any company you work for is going to favor two people. It's going to favor people that they know, first and foremost, and two they like. So if you're not someone that, they personally know, whether you're qualified for the job or not, if they know you, you're probably going to get the job just because they know you, right? But if they don't know you, what's the next thing they look at? They look at people that are likable, easy to get along with, don't whine and complain, are just easy to deal with, right? Low maintenance, right? Right. Mudnuts World says I found that anything under 70 sets my asthma off. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Mud. I didn't know that. I've been meaning to ask you, Mutt, and I know you're going through some personal stuff, and I know you didn't really want to talk about it. I'm not saying to talk about it publicly here, which is what I'm trying to say, but are you feeling at least a little bit better regarding whatever it is that you've been going through? I just have been concerned about you, and I didn't really want to bug you, which is why I haven't reached out to you privately. But let me know if you're doing okay, and if you need any help, behind the scenes, let me know. I've got your back on that. I'll help you with anything. You've been a great part of this channel and very supportive and very consistent, and that's the least I can do for you on the house. But you're someone I'll do anything for on the house. You definitely earned it, and you deserve it. So, because I had a lack of patience, and because I felt like I was better than everyone, and because I whined and complained that other people that I felt were less qualified got promoted over me, it slowed down my progress of moving up. So, lesson number one, folks, don't whine and complain. If you're working for someone else, understand you're working for someone else. You got to have patience. You got to take it one day at a time. You should be happy that you have a job. Okay? And if you want to get promoted, the best thing to do is keep your mouth shut. Okay? If it takes you a little bit longer to get promoted than most others, don't complain, because the more and more you complain, the further back it's going to set you. Okay? If let's say that it takes 6 months to get promoted at this company, or after they promoted the first 20 cashiers, like I mentioned, it was going to be another 6 months before they were going to promote somebody else. Well, had I kept my mouth shut, I would have been promoted 6 months later. But because I didn't keep my mouth shut, I wasn't promoted until a year after that. I didn't become a cashier, at Costco, a full-blown service clerk. I mean, I was filling in for cashiers when they would call in sick, but I didn't get promoted to the service clerk cashier status for 2 years because I wasn't patient enough. I didn't keep my mouth shut. I didn't realize that, hey, sometimes it is what it is, and you have to deal with things. You have to learn to understand that, things are not always going to go your way. You have to also understand when you're working for somebody else, like I said, there's going to be a lot of favoritism. And management is going to favor, like I said, two people. They're going to favor people they know, and the next thing they're going to favor people that they like or are likable and are just easygoing and are not complaining and are not begging for a promotion. I was practically begging for the promotion, and that's the biggest turnoff, folks. So that's story number one there. Muttnut's World says, somewhat still working it out. Okay, Mutt, well, whatever it is that you're working out, I wish you the best. And, down the road, if you ever want to talk about it, you know how to reach me. I just, wanted to make sure that you're doing okay. Now, the second story here that I'm going to share actually involves me going on a date with a woman. God, how long ago was this? 8 or 9 months ago or so, 10 months ago. This was a little over a year after my ex and I split up. And I was talking with this woman on Match.com, and she seemed like a total sweetheart. She was really nice. She was cute, just very friendly. We had several phone conversations because it was just easy to talk with her. And I told her, I said, typically I don't take women out to dinner on a first date, but you just seem like a really, really special lady, and I'm going to make an exception because she just seemed really cool. Plus, I hadn't been to dinner in a while. This was like almost a year ago. So I ended up meeting this woman at a restaurant. I think, where did we go? I think we went like the Black Angus. And when we were, waiting to be seated, I could totally tell there was just great chemistry. I could tell she liked me. I liked her. We were both attracted to each other. It just seemed really awesome. And then we went to the dinner table, and we were getting along really well. We were smiling at each other. We were having a great conversation. And the interesting thing, she even offered to pay half the check. When the check came, and I looked at her and I said, why do you want to pay half the check? I mean, I hope I'm not boring you, or I hope I'm not turning you off in any way. She's like, no, you're great. I just want to do my part. I think you're a great guy, and I'm still interested in you if that's what you're wondering. I wasn't seeking validation, but if a woman's going to offer to pay half the check, I could see if she offered to pay the whole entire check, but paying half the check typically means she's not interested, right? And I told her no. I said, I'm a gentleman. I am an old school, old-fashioned guy. I still understand the modern world, and I'm a very modern guy, but I'm more old school. I'm taking you out. No expectations. I just want to take you out. She said, all right, no worries. Okay, I'll get you next time. So everything was going great. And once the date ended, she wanted to go take a little walk. She said, you want to walk around a little bit and just talk a little bit before we call it a night? Because it was, it's pretty late at night. We met for dinner like around 7:30, and we were at the restaurant till about 9 o'clock. And I believe it was a weeknight, if I remember. So, she had to work the next day, and I had my stuff to do. So we were walking around, and, for me, this is where I made a mistake, and I'm going to admit this. This is where having a lack of patience and not taking it one day at a time affected me from having something with this woman. And it probably would have been something great. Who knows? But as we were walking around, I was trying to gauge, is she physically attracted to me? Is she going to show me that she's interested? Because I'm the type of guy that's always felt if a woman is really into you, she's going to be instantly attracted to you, including physically, and she's going to at least give you some sign, like more than a hug. She'll give you a kiss on the lips or something to show you that she's interested. Well, this woman, told me she was interested. She's like, I look forward to seeing you again. I had a great time. And then we went back to my car. We were sitting in my car for a little bit, maybe for another 20 minutes. And, I actually invited her to my car because I wanted to see if something romantic could have happened. I wasn't looking to sleep with her or anything, but I was looking to see, is she going to feel comfortable, if I try to kiss her, or is she going to try to kiss me? Is there going to be some type of affection, right? I wanted to see some kind of sign to see how interested she was. Well, I didn't get that sign. And the way that I could read her body language, like she was into me, but she wasn't ready for anything, any type of affection, besides a hug. So I ended up giving her a hug, and then I basically, just, let her go. And then she ended up texting me. I think it was like, what was it, like the next day she ended up texting me. And I told her, I'd like to talk with you, by phone. I got some concerns. And I ended up talking with her, and I ended up saying, I was kind of hoping to see how interested you were going to be that night. You didn't show me any affection. Are you honestly interested in me? And then she came out to me and said, were you just looking for a one night stand? I said, no, but I just don't want to have my time wasted with somebody that isn't totally into me. And it seemed like you were. So I was just kind of looking to see, if there's going to be any affection. Typically in my past relationships, when a woman's been really interested in me, I'm not saying we sleep together on the first date, but at least there's some kind of sign, like a kiss or something like that. And she said, well, I just, been starting to feel real comfortable, and, it takes me a little bit longer to get to that point. But it just seems like, you really don't, want to go at my pace. And it just seems like you want to move faster than I'm ready to move, to move at, the pace I'm willing to move at. And I said, wow. Okay. She goes, I was really beginning to trust you. I had many trust issues with other guys. I've been in similar situations, and I really felt like you were different. And, had you just been patient, one or two more dates, you would have had the world from me, but now you're never going to see that. And she was actually a really nice lady, right? And I'll be honest, after that phone conversation, I was like, F this, right? I was like, whatever, right? But then, like the next day when I got up, I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I screwed up. I made a mistake. I was lacking patience. It had been a while since, I had been with a good woman, and I love being with a good woman. And I missed that feeling so much of having someone so close to me in my life, not just for the intimacy, but just, the connection, right? That, I tried to push it a bit too far that night. Just because every other woman that I've been in a relationship with has shown me something more on a first date than this woman didn't mean that she wasn't interested. And because I lacked patience with her, and I didn't force anything, I just, I called her out on it, when we talked the next day after the first date before we were going to go out on the second date. And she, like I said, she was interested in going on a second date, and she was telling me she was ready to completely let her guard down with me. But after what I told her on the phone and how I felt about, the lack of response from her that night, it totally set her off. I didn't make her upset, but it basically hurt her feelings, and it made her put her guard back up. So, the bottom line is this to guys and gals out there, get to know people. If you're dating people, be patient with people. Things are not always going to happen right away on a first date. You should have a good idea of, where things are going to go after a first date. But if you don't get a kiss, or if there isn't anything romantic happening on the first date, don't immediately discredit it. Wait at least a second or third date. And if by the second or third date there's no affection or nothing, then at that point, you can do what I did and say, hey, where's this going? I don't see anything happening here. doesn't seem like you're interested, right? But I jumped the gun after one date because it was my fault. I found someone who seemed really awesome, and I didn't want to be single anymore, and I missed the company of a woman because I'm the kind of guy that does not have one-night stands. I'm not the kind of guy that'll go out there and have one-night stands. I like being intimate and close with one special lady. So, that's probably why I kind of pushed it, a little bit too soon in this situation. But I learned my lesson, and having, a lack of patience and not taking it one day at a time, I feel I ruined something that could have been something amazing. Now, I do also believe that things happen for a purpose, and that leaves a space for someone else. But again, I fully own that. And I share this story with you folks because I just don't want you folks making the same mistake or mistakes. And if you do, at least you'll identify those mistakes and not make them a second or third time like I have in the past. All right, it is 8:22 Pacific Standard Time, 11:22 Eastern Standard Time. I got one more story to share here regarding take everything in life one day at a time. I'm going to keep this very, very brief because many of you that have followed me for a while have heard this story. And if you're new here, it's not that big of a deal. A little over 2 years ago, my ex broke up with me. This is a woman that I thought was going to be my soulmate. It was one of the best relationships I've had in the past. Am I saying it'll be the best relationship I've ever had, period? That's yet to be determined. When Miss Right comes into my life the next time, maybe she'll be better. But it was such an amazing relationship, and I was so emotionally invested in that last relationship that when she broke up with me, and in spite of everything that happened in that relationship, too much to mention right now, it really took a toll on me. And I will admit I was very hurt. And it was really just affecting me from wanting to do anything besides, sleep all day. Now I had to get up and work. I was working my insurance job back then. I had clients to take care of. So, I did get up and do what I had to do, but I just didn't really feel like doing it. I just wasn't feeling good. And if you've ever been in that situation where, someone's broken up with you and, or someone breaks up with you and, you didn't expect it. Like I didn't expect it. When you don't expect it, even if you're a man, it hits you pretty hard. And even as a man, because we're supposed to be more emotionally strong, right? It does hurt us emotionally because when you really care about a woman and you're with someone for a while, for years, and you don't expect it to end and you just love every minute of it, you're emotionally attached. And that's perfectly normal. And there should be nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with men being emotionally attached to their partner. If you're not going to be emotionally attached to your girlfriend, why would you want to be with her? I mean, a relationship is nothing without, the emotional attachment on both sides. So, and it was very difficult for me to do things. So how did I work through it? I took it one day at a time. Every single day, I said, you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to take care of my insurance clients because I was working my insurance job back then. I'm going to take care of them very quickly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take 1 or 2 walks every day. And I'm going to just do live streams on Facebook. Now, those of you that remember the story that have been around for a while, and if you're new, I had a former channel that I shut down. And I shut down that channel shortly after my ex split up with me. I shut down it was a similar channel as this one, to put it to you that way. And once I shut that down, not only did I feel I lost, a woman I thought I was going to have a life with, I lost my purpose, because my purpose, even though I was still selling insurance back then, what I felt my purpose deep within was to coach people and be a life coach and help people get a better grip on their lives. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I just went through something, and I need to coach myself right now and help myself get a better grip before I can come back and do what I've been doing now here on my channel. You see, folks, I can own up my mistakes. When I make mistakes, I own it, and I'm owning it. So like I said, what did I do? Instead of coming back to YouTube, I never thought I would come back to YouTube, but obviously I'm back here right now. But before I came back to YouTube, before I even knew I was coming back to YouTube, I went to Facebook and I was doing live streams and pre-recorded videos once or twice a day on Facebook. And I was just talking with my actual real professional network from here in Northern California where I live that, I've gotten to know, and also a lot of my high school friends are on there, family, just everyone that I know is on there. And by me doing that and sharing how I was feeling and sharing what I was going through and engaging with them in the chat, and then even having some private phone conversations with some of those people after they would see my Facebook streams or videos, it really helped. It was really supportive to me. And so each and every day I started feeling better a little bit more. You get better each and every day. And as long as you just keep moving forward, and no matter how much it sucks, it sucks. It was the worst feeling is someone breaking up with you when you least expect it, when you don't even expect it at all. But it happens. And when it happens, you got to take it one day at a time, get back on that horse. And the first day after the breakup happens, you're not going to be able to fully ride the horse. But slowly, each and every day, you're going to start building up to getting back on that horse. And then what happened to me? Like almost 3 months after I shut down my former channel and went through my breakup, and after I was doing videos on Facebook, I came back and started this YouTube channel. And here I am, almost 2 years later. I have this channel. It has close to 5,000 subscribers. And it's a monetized channel. And I'm heading in the right direction. Had I not taken everything, one day at a time, after that point, after having learned that in the past, trying to push things and rush things, doesn't get you anywhere, who knows? Who knows what I would have been doing right now? But I'm glad I did it the way I did it. And by the way, the previous story I shared with the woman I went on a date on where I lost my patience was after this last story I told you. So even though I'm a coach, I'm still a human being. I still make mistakes. And I made a mistake with, a woman I could have probably been dating today and been very happy with, because I lacked patience and I didn't take it one day at a time. Even after I did the right thing, after my last relationship, to get back on that horse, because I learned how to deal with things like that from making mistakes in my younger days. But I'll tell you this, I'm going to wrap up by saying this, folks. No matter how much experience you have, okay, no matter how much you've learned how to handle things, okay, and how good your intentions are, you're human. And sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes even the best of us are going to make mistakes. And that's okay. And that's okay. I'm a coach. I'm very experienced in many things. But just because I'm a coach doesn't make me immune to making mistakes. But I will tell you what I do when I make those mistakes. I own them. If I don't own them that same day, I own them shortly after that. I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I made a mistake. I screwed up. I got to come clean. I got to set the record straight, right? As long as you own it, that's going to allow you to move forward. And you just jump back on that horse, not completely, slowly, one step at a time, one day at a time. And I promise you, you will build back up, and you're going to build back up bigger and better than before. And that's where I'm going to wrap up this live stream here tonight at 11:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:32 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Wow. Just a few days away from the election, and I haven't voted yet. I gotta vote. I gotta vote. It's a little different this time around because of COVID. So hey, get on out there and vote if you haven't. And who knows? Maybe I'll do a special election show or stream over the next few days. But I'll make it very clear. I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I am going hiking tomorrow and Sunday. I will be back Sunday afternoon, early evening. Probably won't do a video or show then. I will probably be back on Monday. And if I do something for the election, it's going to have to be on Monday. So stick around and find out what's coming up next here on this channel. Let me check out the chat one more time before we get on out of here. Night all. Catch up later. All right, Mutt. All right, that's going to do it, folks. Have yourselves a great, great night, and I'll see you folks all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.